In the last video, we opened the door to shadow work, the exploration of hidden or repressed parts of yourself. Today, we're going to step a little deeper into that doorway and look at how shadow work actually heals, and more importantly, how it unlocks parts of you that you may not even realize are waiting to come alive. Here's the thing, that every shadow carries within it a gift, but unless you're willing to look at the darker, hidden aspects of yourself, that gift stays locked away. And when you do begin to integrate it, the effect can be profound. It can change your relationships, your creativity, even your sense of purpose. Shadow work and triggers. Let's start with triggers. You know those moments when someone says something small, maybe even harmless, and yet you feel a huge emotional reaction, that sudden rush of anger, jealousy, or insecurity. That's not about the other person. That's a shadow being touched. For example, imagine a colleague gets praised for their work and you feel an unexpected sting of resentment. Consciously, you may tell yourself, I should be happy for them. But underneath, there might be a hidden part of you that longs for recognition, a part you learnt to suppress, maybe because growing up you were told not to boast, not to shine too brightly. That hidden desire is not wrong, it's simply waiting for you to acknowledge it. Now, let's return to projections, because this is where most of us actually meet our shadows. Remember, projection is when you disown something in yourself and see it in others instead. But here's the open loop. Projection works in both directions. Not only do we project the qualities we dislike, but also the qualities we deeply desire. For instance, you might admire someone's confidence, thinking, I could never be like that. But here's the hidden truth. You can. That admiration is simply your own buried confidence trying to surface through someone else's reflection. Which means, every person who triggers you, positively or negatively, is showing you a mirror of your own shadow. So, what do we do with all this? The answer is integration. Integration is about reclaiming what was lost and giving it a place in your conscious life. Not pushing it away, not labeling it as bad, but seeing it clearly and choosing how to work with it. For example, let's say you've suppressed anger. Shadow work doesn't mean you explode in rage. It means you learn how to use anger constructively, as a signal for boundaries, as fuel for action, as clarity about what matters to you. Anger becomes not your enemy, but your ally. Here's what most people don't realize. The shadow is not only about healing pain, it is about unlocking potential. Many of the qualities you admire in others, many of the strengths you secretly wish you had, they are actually yours. They're just waiting behind the curtain of the shadow, and the moment you bring them into the light, you stop living a half-life and begin living as a whole human being. And wholeness, by the way, is magnetic. It draws opportunities, relationships, and energy to you almost effortlessly. Here's what most people don't realize. The shadow is not only about healing pain, it is about unlocking potential. Many of the qualities you admire in others, many of the strengths you secretly wish you had, they are actually yours. They're just waiting behind the curtain of the shadow, and the moment you bring them into the light, you stop living a half-life and begin living as a whole human being. And wholeness, by the way, is magnetic. It draws opportunities, relationships, and energy to you almost effortlessly. So here's today's reflection. Think of one person who triggers you, whether through admiration or irritation. Ask yourself, what part of me is being mirrored here? Don't answer too quickly. Just hold the question and notice what arises over the next day. That might be the very shadow that is holding the keys to your next breakthrough. In the next video, we're going to explore exactly how shadow work can break cycles of self-sabotage, and why sometimes, just before a big opportunity in life, the shadow shows up the strongest. So stay tuned, because once you understand this, you'll see obstacles in a very different way. Please like, share, and subscribe to our community.